Kia ora, dear listener or viewer, and welcome back to Zealand. Fair warning, Zealand is set within a post-apocalyptic world, and so we will be exploring some of the darker natures of humanity. If you are squeamish or the idea unsettles you, please take your chance now to walk away. For now, we return to Zealand.
Kia ora, Legionnaires, Rycon here, and welcome back to Zealand. This is part 4 of chapter 7. This is our season finale for season 4. No, this is chapter 7. Yeah, so it's the last one.
4,
there we go.
7.
4, 7 numbers. We do have numbers, quite a few numbers underground. Just under 40 of us inside this little bunker. That's becoming larger because it turns out we're connected now to some cavernous system underground, while above, stuff's not going so good. There's a whole heap of bad outside.
So this is doomed to mole people now.
We're keeping a close eye on it at the moment, but it's looking pretty rough out there. Yes.
I think I would start growing, focusing a lot of the growing on like electrolyte heavy vegetables and stuff like cucumber and things that will be like helping with vitamin D deficiency and stuff.
There we go. See? Yeah.
Just to begin with, and I'd probably be teaching quite a few people how to run the hot horticulture in case anything happens to anyone or me or
exactly. We need to pass down that knowledge.
Probably bring up a bit of potato vodka, getting a bit depressed, having a bit of vodka.
That's a very good plan as well. All right, Skulk. You got the reins.
So last time on Zealand, last thing that happened was at night, 15 days after the last time, you saw a little bob of light in the distance through the periscope. Not the same bob of light, it was a second one, which seems to be not electric but of fire, that came up to the ute and the kids and then stayed there all night.
And it stayed lit kind of thing?
Yeah. So now the morning comes, and I'm sure the news quickly spreads of this odd phenomenon.
So they're using fire now?
How could that have happened? You know, like, did they just... Maybe they saw some people doing that at some kind of settlement out there and they just kind of copied them? I mean, if they can mimic our voices, they definitely can mimic them from our actions.
Someone does say that, remember, like, Auckland is on fire, or it was when we left last month.
I think especially for like a modern day human, it doesn't take too much to put together to know that fire is hot, fire is warmth, and fire is a weapon.
Yeah.
How to create fire, that's an entirely different
That's what
thing.
I mean. I'm sure they would have probably been watching other people out there.
Yeah.
They could have just had something on fire.
Yeah.
Well, but I don't think they're using friction fires. If anything, I think they're probably using a lighter if they find one.
Lighter
around.
a match.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
can see enough people doing something like that. Yeah.
If someone's let Molotovs and thrown them at them before, they probably know a bit about fire.
The dogs seem to be as intelligent as dogs were, and everything like that. So it's pretty safe to assume that these things are as intelligent as we are. Which means they base their... They're as smart as us, they just don't know as much. So all we gotta do is learn.
Yeah. We should get out there and have a look what's joined them. Something bought fire, we should find out what it is.
I think,
Yeah, I agree.
I don't want to put pressure on you guys, but it's looking likely that it's going to be very hard for us to make our manual, water system from the lake, being able to go to us to make that, so...
That's why we've been digging.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
We
don't want to put the pressure on you. I hope you guys find some stuff.
I mean, we got dripping, so even if there's a drip, we got to start. Where there's a drip, there's a Flip.
I mean,
if there's a drip,
He's still
it's a drip.
alive.
I mean, you never know. Like maybe this cave will lead to like it's hard to tell probably which direction you guys are going, but you are mapping it.
Yep.
But maybe it will lead to a water source or under a lake or.
The prevailing theory at the moment that we have going is that it is going in the direction of one of those lakes.
Okay.
Assuming we're going both directions at the split as well.
Yeah. One way has led to a very, very tight passage. Oh, it's not around, unfortunately. I can bring it back though.
I'm kind of interested to see where it is.
Sorry, down there. It's down bottom. It was.
Oh, there it is.
Hang on. Whoa. We're on that screen. Bringing it across. There we go.
There she goes.
Whoop.
So we're over like here.
We're here, and there's one there, and there's one there.
So if
we're pretty much in the middle of these two lakes.
Yeah, so theoretically, like depending which way you map it, it can either be maybe you're going this way, maybe you're going that way, maybe we're going this way. We just hope that you should be careful. I mean, like, it's unlikely that there's that much in there, but just makes a point we start building something quickly.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm not mining at the moment, so we're not in danger of water coming down on top of us.
Yeah.
So but I think we go out the front first of all, clear out anything that's out front, and you and V go have a look up top. Let us know what's happening.
I think even just before we do that, I'll check the periscope and see what I can see today, and from that vantage point before going outside.
All right.
Okay. Because you can't see quite down into the valley from the periscope.
Yeah.
But just from having a look on the other side, you're not sure if there's more undead or if they've just now gathered more up on the hill. But there is significant more activity on the ridgeline across the valley.
Okay. I think speaking to B, I'd say I think we should get the best masks that we have, the ones with the proper filtration system when we go out today, just because of these spores, and have, tape all our, little rips and tears and stuff of
definitely.
My battle dress uniform's probably pretty worn and smelly by this point, so albeit bleached. So maybe we'll just go up for we're only going to go up and just look and then come back down straight away thing. But obviously maybe the other team comes up just at the front before we go up just to see if there's any.
Yep, we're gonna clear the front.
Okay, so standard routine.
Yeah.
Once you get up to the top, you can see that it wasn't just a bigger concentration. There more undead is now in the valley, and it seems to be there's you can see the tail of the stream going south. So it seems like they've been moving up overnight and still moving up. As you said, it's mostly shamblers, are some fast ones in there. There are more shambling animals on this side. Quite a lot you can see, like cattle and sheep and things, a few pigs that is just moving along with them. As you look up towards the ridgeline, you can see that there's what seems to be a very ramshackle tent has been set up on on and around the ute. That just, it looks like half of an actual tent was on there. It seems like a bit of a marquee, just a whole lot of just blankets. It's almost like a blanket fort someone has made around the back of the ute.
Can only be defeated by a pillow fort.
I'm just gonna reiterate for each of these. Well, we'll just come back down and reiterate to you guys that. But also, it sounds like, it looks like they, looks like we're not going anywhere anytime soon. It's kind of scary. It's like a little civilization starting or something. But it looks like they're setting up for a while yet. Let's keep exploring those caves, I guess. For now, just worry about that water.
Yeah, I'm gonna head back down today.
Okay, so you got a few helpers who just come with you.
Hell yes.
Over the past couple of weeks we have been exploring.
Rycon's Rangers.
There you go. Made sure that everything is you've got ropes going everywhere they've a few of the construction workers have joined you, and they've just been chipping away to make some of the some nice handholds, just smoothing out some areas and things just to make it easier to go. So some, on some of the more steeper slopes, there's been already a couple of steps just
this place
carved
are certified, boys.
Oh, shit. Yeah. you're getting closer on to the drip. In fact, you can hear like multiple drips as you go in. You have like just traveling through it. I mean, you are mostly leopard crawling your way through like tight tunnels, but you can easily go like half an hour before you hit a point where you haven't been before.
Nice.
Going into like larger caverns where you can actually like walk through and then like clambering down.
Spiders.
By the end of the day, you come across. You're not sure this is like the main drip, but you can see like on the side of the wall water running down through it, or from like just water.
I will say what I've probably started doing as well is making sure that if I'm in the lead, that the others are a decent way behind me, and I'm also connected by rope. Because what I'm afraid is that if this was an enclosed space, there will be little to no oxygen.
Yeah.
And that's something that I'm concerned about, because in closed spaces you won't know that there's no oxygen, but all of a sudden you'll be unconscious, which is not cool. So yeah,
It's just short of
I'm pretty much trying to stay wary of that. Is that, you know, to them, that if I go limp, they get out to start loosening the rope and come get me later.
Ain't no canaries around here.
Nope, I'm the canary.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now you see like some water just like running down, a very thin just sheen of water down, and then just flowing forward ahead of you. So it is a source of water. You think there might be more. You can still, it's not the drip because, you know, it's just, you know, quietly streaming down the side. So you think there's still water ahead, but at least you found water there
Yeah,
today.
that's something. So I'm just really going to take a note of that. But yeah, we got a good drip here.
Okay. In the meantime, the construction guys have sort of like carried ahead since they just like hit the side of it. You know, so the 2 weeks they have just been like excavating like a nice hallway further on where they could just create more rooms in the future. And, you know, past couple of weeks and any foreseeable future, anything you guys specifically want to work on?
As long as we got all this stuff sort of sorted, like the manual air system and the wind turbine, solar panel.
Okay, so that's, yeah, so we'll say in the past 2 weeks that have been put up, like there's more enough people to keep busy that you've made like your air, like the turbines, I completely forgot about them, that you could have put them outside when you got the excavator rigged up to explode.
Oh,
so,
nice.
because it was just, you just needed an alternator and things to move it.
Yeah. So we've got solar, we've got some wind power up there.
Yes. The escape hatch, at the moment, not yet, but Barry says he just wants to see what happens with the cave. Because if it can get somewhere else, at least you can, like, that can be your escape hatch.
Yeah.
Hell yes. Good stuff, Barry.
Wish we had some grenades.
Hey, you know what would be great right now, guys? A frickin' rocket-propelled grenade launcher.
Yep.
Thanks, me. Thanks, me. Actually, no, thanks, Skulk, for convincing V to blow it all up.
Yeah, we wouldn't have it.
I know, no, they would have gone to the bridge.
Yeah.
I've named my horticulture team Witchy's Weeds.
Witchy's Weeds? Ah, nice.
Yeah, just focusing on that, I suppose.
Yeah, nice. Good stuff.
Yeah, so they've got sort of set up that you can, like, all, like, there's not quite the grey water, but a lot of, like, all sewage is kind of going towards there. Lulu has set up, like, a filtration system, so you can, like, recycle urine and all of those things into usable water. And, you know, in the meantime, until we get a water source, other than then they can just go straight to the plants.
Yeah. Is there stalactites and stuff inside these cave systems?
Some. It doesn't seem to be quite limestone, but there are stalactites in there.
That means there's salt in the walls too. So yeah.
Thin walls.
No, it could be good for like if you could harvest a lot of that for preservation of food and things like that.
One if there's limestone could be used for filtration and stuff. This is a source of that.
Yeah, lime is good for for the hygiene side of things as well.
Yeah.
For indoor sewage treatments.
So it takes about 4 more days of exploring the cave system before you hit proper running water. So like first like there's a whole lot of dripping happen, and then you see like
I'm guessing it's not like it's 4 days away. It's more just like exploring this cabin goes nowhere, come back.
Yeah, it's not like 4 solid days of walking.
Yeah.
You'd be like,
I've been gone for 4 days, lads.
You've managed to hit under Auckland.
yeah,
no, it's like just 4 days of exploration, mapping, and getting
Sounds
everything
very
sorted.
expensive considering it took about half an hour, like you said, for every time you.
Oh, maybe like a day of exploration has been like 20 minutes of travel type thing. Yes. Just because they want them, because they also the whole time like just make sure there's ropes attached everywhere,
making maps,
making sure everyone's got maps, and like all of the rangers make sure they can at least memorize the route into every new area just in case something happens.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of it is just like liver crawling, so there's like just very slow
going. Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, you eventually do find like proper running water, not just a little sheen of it along the side.
Yeah.
It does taste a little bit limey, but otherwise, it definitely feels drinkable, and of course you can boil it.
All the way to England.
Yeah. So the water is it like is it running deeper into the earth?
It seems to like go like from like a crack in the wall, as you can see, like through a channel it is already carved, and then goes deeper into the into what seems to be like this big of like a crack into going in. So you've got about maybe like 5-6 meters of access of it before it goes in.
That's brilliant. That's like I'm super happy about that. Like even if we've only been exploring for a little while, I'll tell them that we've at least got to send someone back so that we can start getting collection because this is a massive breakthrough for us.
Yeah. So you think like just moving through the caves, that'll take about maybe an hour with a bucket, just to hour down, hour back up, just because you still have to work your way through. So once you do come back with the news, Barry says he's happy to start working from this side to make it, so you can just walk.
Open it up.
Yeah, so you can just like walk through with steps and everything.
Perfect.
Rather than focusing on his little hallway, which he says they've got all the time in the world, they can just focus on the cave itself, because the larger areas can be rooms in of themselves.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly.
Get some kind of, if we've got the resources for it, some kind of permanent mounted rope or something that just leads straight down there. So
right to the water source so that you can't get lost. Literally just grab a hold of the rope and follow along. You won't even need light. Like that's the idea, is that make it safe enough that you can go through here with minimal light or no light at all and be able to find your way to the water.
And we'll just tie to it something so it's like it'll go like 1 2 3 space 1 1 2 3 space 1. So you know which direction you're going. So if it's pitch black, if you're going 1 2 3 1, it's going that way. If it's going 1 1 2 3, it's going the other way.
Right. Okay,
wouldn't it be still 1 2 3 1?
No,
space. Right.
Yeah, so
it's 1 2 3 1
space. Two ridges and then one ridge. And so if you feel one ridge and then a gap and then two afterwards, you know the direction you're going in. Yeah. That's a really good plan. Just in case, loss of light or anything like that. Yeah. Nice.
Okay. So once water,
glowworms at all? Huh? Glowworms?
Glowworms? Oh, maybe.
A little bit of bioluminescence.
There's zombie glowworms.
Yeah, there's zombie glowworms.
Take them all to the walls and little fairy lights as you go through the cave walk.
But so once water is gone, everyone is much rejoiced, since everyone's been drinking their own pee for the past couple of weeks.
And then one guy's like, "You guys been filtering them?"
That guy's name is Bear.
Yeah, he's very upset.
I've been doing this for the last 4 weeks.
We only needed to for the last week.
Yeah, well.
Keeps all the goodness inside.
Yeah. After discovering that, wouldn't need to be as hasty,
Probably
but I would definitely still keep exploring the caves to their completion. But then also, making sure that the caverns and the spaces that we've found along the way so far, those are places that we can use as public spaces, because. Or if people are down with it, they could also be sleeping spaces as well. It's just there's a possibility that you're going to have people walking through to go and get water.
So there's not much more to explore in this specific cave system, this part of it, mainly because everything you've found now just goes to a point where you feel uncomfortable trying to squeeze through it.
Nice. That's
so there's definitely a few holes,
Yeah.
And it's
Got
and like
kids, right?
yeah, we got just send them through. And then of course it's the other one where which didn't. You didn't get very far before it squeezed down too far. So once you get like a few power tools through here, you think, yeah.
Yeah, so I'd probably open up that first chamber, the one that was closest to us, and try and work along that way. Then the left channel, I think it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other plans for the foreseeable future?
There's some more carbon filters, like pretty much every part of our
Backups.
filtration system needs to be back up, especially because we're trying to filtrate from the outside of the risk of spores, but then also because the more food we're growing, the more oxygen is used up and the more carbon there is.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Yeah.
We know
We
that
need
whole,
carbon monoxide
What's
filters.
it called? Earth 2, like those scientists made, how they
Yeah.
slowly ran out of oxygen.
Yeah, no, for sure. Exactly.
That was what would happen to us.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing is that this isn't a completely closed environment and that we do have airflow coming from the outside. We are just making sure that we filter that air.
I just think, we'll make more.
And same thing, we're pushing our air back out as well.
Making more and more of them, making more wind turbines.
Because carbon dioxide is heavier than oxygen?
I think so.
Yeah, because if it's heavier than oxygen, then we can effectively be capturing from a lower point. So we can have, to a degree, a way of filtering out more carbon monoxide than oxygen. I don't know if that's the right way. We've got a chemist with us.
She knows what she's doing.
She
We
knows what
don't.
she's doing.
Some smart
She
people.
If it's lighter, we'll be filtering from higher up. If it's heavier, then we're going to be doing it from down below.
Maybe Jack's idea as well, or we talked about earlier, how we could actually start making a system, like a kind of pulley system to the more wind turbines that we make, that we can actually get people doing underground as well. So
So that's what I was going to ask. The manual system for the air filtration, so effectively like a cycle or something like that. So someone can either do like hand ones or leg ones, just to have people generate.
Yeah, so one of the things you found was one of those exercise bikes in there. So you've got so you just hook that up with a chain and you can get air. So some people just do it just to keep themselves busy, just a bit of exercise.
That's good.
So because there's so many people, that's seems to be the main way of just cycling quite literally the air, rather than using the electricity for it.
That's perfect. That means we can leave more power for the grow systems, but also it would be nice to have further lighting throughout this place. So I think that's something that we'd be looking at doing. Getting more cabling running along and getting more lighting.
Sure, there's an attrition in people.
Yeah.
Or someone who knows at least enough about things to get things going. Let's go. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we're working with the bulbs that we've got and stockpile and going, okay, well, we can put in this many lights, but with how fast these bulbs will break down, we're probably going to want to make sure that we have some in our backlog. So we'll probably have them more sparsely placed than they even are right now. Like I know that there were work lights that we had, but for any of the energy saver bulbs
that is going to be a problem. The long term is the actual, for the grow room lights, the actual bulbs will die out eventually, and we will need to
I am hoping that the majority of them are LED and that they're gonna last at least a decent while. But
if we needed to, there might be things that we're gonna inevitably need from the outside eventually.
So life's a little bit more comfortable with fresh water, but 5 days later, on the periscope, you see another light moving. This time moving
At nighttime?
At nighttime. Moving from the camp back down south.
Is this a flaming light?
It is a flaming light. And then it seems to be going at a quicker pace, not like a car or anything, but if you've been, if you assume they didn't spend the time dragging the ute and are just walking themselves, that's the sort of speed. It's not like a slow drag anymore.
Okay, so it's not quite like the speed of a four-legged animal or anything like that, right?
No.
Okay.
But it is a brisk walk.
Or more like you're not trying to lead a very slow horde of shamblers in that direction, potentially.
Okay.
Guys, like the flyer thing, I'm just really worried about if they kind of pinpoint exactly where we are. and what they can do with fire. I'm really worried about them maybe smoking us out, or just literally trying to burn us down.
I think that's what we have to consider. We have the excavator out there. If we make a move now, then that might be retaliation.
Yeah.
If we don't, then they might assume we've moved on or that we aren't a threat. If we were to do the excavator, we would need to go all the way. We need to make
I
sure
wasn't
that
necessarily thinking
about.
about that still. I was thinking maybe we could just, like obviously you're going to have watch-outs all night, every night, but also like, if they come close enough with the fire, we're going to need to, we're going to have someone out there taking them off, basically.
Well, I think more importantly is getting that secondary escape route.
Yeah, if it carries on and it's
I haven't found anything else down the left channel yet, so I think it's probably going to be worthwhile us getting something. But any kind of escape that we have really is a potential weakness to us as well. What we can do is have most of the escape done so that it could maybe be finished in like half an hour's work. But as long as we don't have like an opening to the outside, then we're still good. But if it's Barry, right?
Barry.
Yeah.
Construction man
If
Barry.
Barry and his boys.
Oh, I should have called him Bob.
Bob the Builder, yeah. If B-Dog is able to get most of the way there, then that can work for us.
So you think the possibility of having an emergency exit and entry point would be great if this cave leads to something like that, but also you're thinking maybe that if we get far away enough from our actual working water system, we could actually potentially try and dig up and see if there's no actual viable.
Well, I mean, the thing is, we've got the excavator, right? So the excavator.
It's not going to fit through the cave.
No, I'm not talking about the cave system. Even if we were able to carry along one of the areas that we're in at the moment, if we can work towards something, again, that's going to take a while though. That's not a today or tomorrow thing. I think you're right about the smoking out.
Yeah.
That is a potential problem. Our filters are pretty good, but I don't know how long.
Yeah, I mean, they might even try and burn us down if they can,
But right now, they haven't tried anything. Like those first few days, there was folks hammering on the door, and they piled up bodies out.
Yeah.
They haven't done that yet, and maybe they won't. But that's just a maybe. So I don't know.
Guess we'll just set up that security system every night, as well as people having radio still, and just kind of like shit work again.
You know what we can do? We could maybe try and set up another mirror on top of the hill. Having it be shiny is potentially a problem, but if we angled it just right, we might be able to aim the periscope at it and be able to see at a better angle down into the valley.
Yeah.
Because we don't need, it doesn't need to be great, but it just needs to be enough for us to be able to see down into there, even if it is just a glimpse. So it's an option.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'll see what we can rustle up.
Sure, we've got some glass in there.
Even if we have to combine a few mirrors, we should be able to get something. I mean, hell, we've already got solar panels up there, and they're relatively shiny, so yeah. Let's see what we got.
Alright, so the next day you head out and with a couple of mirrors, some twigs and twine.
Yeah, early morning, very down to the ground, lever crawling.
That's your now. That's how.
That's just how I move around.
Do you so used to just even inside like the
Yeah.
main room, you're just like, how's it going?
Yeah.
Yeah. Up on the hill. It takes like a while to get it fixed, and you do radio down to whomever's in the periscope. You just say like,
Little to the right, left. Okay. Yeah. No. The other right. No. Yeah. No. Like down, but like up. Pan it down.
No.
You mean tilt? Yeah.
no,
That's what I
tilt to
meant.
the left.
Tilt it like 15 degrees.
Yeah.
Tilt to the left and pan down.
Yeah.
If you just take the top left corner and move it back a bit.
But you do seem to get a good view, like straight down with a little view of the pits from the periscope. Being up, you can see that like the horde is once again seems to be milling about there. Although if you were like to hazard a guess, like a quarter seems to have gone. So it's still hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, but it's like, this, they might be on the other side of the ridge, but they're not in the valley. So it's slightly thinned out.
Hell yes. All right. Rest of the day, we'll be back down in those caves.
Ute still there? Ute still there?
The Ute is still there with its blanket fort. About 5 days later, and Tunnel B, you feel wind in your face.
Oh. Okay.
And
Sorry.
Yeah. You're off the ranges, Dan. Get fired.
And a few days later, as it angles upwards, you do come to like a hairline crack in like the wall in front of you that you can see light through. And from the way like you're like guessing direction, this is west out to the coast. So it seems to have like it's gone in around. And then around back out to your side of the ridge line.
Beautiful.
Sounds like pretty ideal.
That is ideal.
Like straight onto the beach rather than
so it's
to a
north,
forest or something.
so it's like definitely north of the camp onto the beach. You think it's maybe just above where the north of where the caterpillars are.
Right. Okay. Fantastic. So what I'm going to do when I get back tonight is I will sit down and I will try to, as best I can, map out the caverns. Go to my cavern map, and I'm going to try and redraw them as best I can from like a vertical perspective, and then try and effectively transpose that onto a map to try and figure out exactly, like, guesstimating where I might be based on this map. Just upon the kind of distances that we've traveled.
Might be a bit of a jackhammer job on that to slowly make a door kind of thing.
But that's exactly what we need.
Probably
Something
like
that isn't open.
There is a jackhammer or a pick or something that just permanently lives next to it for in case of emergency, break a wall.
Yeah.
Well, I think we make it and then solidify it so that that's like a big similar door to what we've got already. Some kind of like lots of steel sheets or whatever. And
you think we should break through?
Yeah, definitely. We need a proper exit point.
If there's a door there though, someone can see that door on the other side.
We can hide it up just as much as I want. It's the same that can see our door from the other point as well. This is about like an emergency exit for our entire community. And we could hide it pretty well on the outside. I mean, little did we know when we were arriving at the spot by those caterpillars, this would be a spot where we would end up. I think it's important that we break through, because then we've got a good entry and exit point besides our main entrance, because
look, only reason I'd be worried is if we use an emergency exit, it's because we're not coming back here.
Yeah, but we need one.
Exactly, and we can get one. We can get it pretty quick as well.
I'm sort of all for the widen and make the path safe all the way up to the crack, and then it's just
if we do need
it.
Yeah, because I feel like if there's a door there, even if we cover it, we're going to have to go out there to make sure that it's still covered, that it's still and
okay, that's a good idea.
You know what?
That's going to take a long time. So make the actual pathway to it more walkable for everyone, and then
maybe set up.
Don't open it fully.
Maybe set up at some point some kind of internal door there, just in case there's worst case scenario, something happens and it opens up by itself. You don't want it to open up and just sort of unexpectedly there's a hole that something wanders into.
Another thing that I think is going to be worthwhile doing is taking any kind of plastic sheeting that we have and just creating a physical barrier with that, just so that if there is any airflow from the outside, if things are really bad out there, if spores are really bad, they're not going to be flowing in that way, because even if it's just like a little bit, it is a decent distance, like it's not close to
seal it, but make it something that can be pulled away easier, and then keep some kind of tools out there, like a jackhammer that's just sitting ready.
And I'll make sure that, because we are going to be in these caves quite often, that passage, the left-hand passage, is just as looked after, just like the front doors. We can make sure that we have people there,
and probably again another setup so that the path to that escape is able to be found and followed in the dark. So if something went
Definitely.
wrong and solar and wind were cut out and we've used up all the diesel. We're not trying to find the emergency exit blindly in the dark.
I do think that maybe we could use the machines to do some of this clearing of the path. What do you think? It's a bit too dangerous?
In the caves, it's a bit too delicate. It's handwork, but we don't need to chip away at that much. This stuff isn't the most difficult to work with.
Yeah, considering everyone's body types and people's ages and stuff, we're just going to make it possible for everyone to actually get through there. It doesn't have to be
Jake can get through the neighborhood.
luxury. It doesn't have to be you can just walk along, but it needs to be, if we needed to leave quickly, that we can.
No,
do it.
exactly.
I mean, like, given enough time,
definitely
Barry
take
says, like,
the-
with the hand power tools, they can make it.
Yeah.
big
It'll probably
enough.
take a few years, but
Yeah.
I mean, only other thing that I'd want to install in there is just taking the large supply of cans that we've been accumulating from all of the canned goods and effectively setting up like jingle traps.
Oh, yeah.
So that
Skyrim
if something's coming down there, like pretty much, with Skyrim / Fallout, have some of them dangling from the ceiling so that if someone's going through there, we're going to hear it. So that we know that there's something going on. And effectively, if we're hearing jangles, it's not good. Everyone knows where the jangles are, marked on the cavern map. If we hear a jangle, get your wrangles.
Pitchforks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have that inscribed in big letters on the wall.
Yeah. Yep. Pretty much. That's the plan.
don't run any jangles again.
Yep.
All right, so work then just continues now at a more, I wouldn't say sedate pace, but a more routine pace now. Most of the caves has been mapped out. You're just doing like the last bits and bobs. There's a few bottomless holes that you're just like, oh, I'm not even going to try. And most of those are just being used up now just for all the rubble. It has to go somewhere.
Yep.
So a lot of them
Nice,
is like,
perfect.
well, shone a light through. It took like 5 seconds for it, like a rock to like, for you to hear sound. Screw it. That's where all the rubble's going. Eventually it'll be a nice floor.
Just trash and stone and
Yep. Yep.
It's
Well, yeah.
garbage dump.
Any refuse that we can't reuse, that there isn't some other kind of purpose for it, then yeah, we can. Yeah.
in the pit.
Into the pit you go. And those pits would definitely be marked on the map as well. As I'm like, just be careful.
There'll be fences.
Yeah.
You're not just please be careful in this area. Just one kid one day just
Yeah.
well, we told you to be careful.
Now we got a story we can tell the other kids.
Where little Timmy fell down the well.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, the way down.
I think making up not the biggest deal because we're probably quite used to it by now, just living so close quarters, but even just in the kind of like sleeping quarters, like kind of making like little tent walls and stuff, just so there's a little bit more privacy.
Privacy,
and
yeah.
stuff, just
Effectively, now that we've got our basic survival needs under control, we can start to make life like more livable, more enjoyable. We can start to not luxuries, but like actually focus on well-being.
Yeah.
It's the beings in the wells.
I know. Yeah.
Timmy crawls back out.
Yeah, and
They freed me.
I think an important thing that we'd look at doing as well is making sure that everyone knows that they're never stuck in a position or in a trade for life. That, variety is the spice of life, and that, because I might be in the caves or I might be cooking, doesn't mean that that's the only thing that I'll be doing. If someone else wants to try cooking for a while, they totally can. We'll have other people walk them through that process. Same thing
Except
with
for Dave.
construction.
Dave's not allowed to cook anymore.
If someone just wants to get some like
After last week.
some hard labor, and like if someone wants to get involved in construction, they totally can. Like no one's fixed doing what they're doing. Even freaking the vet, if he doesn't want to be medical man all the time, which I'm sure he's probably okay to rest on his laurels, but
Well, there's 2 more nurses now.
yeah, exactly. So it's
not top dog anymore.
Yeah.
It's becoming fully automated luxury communism community.
Yeah. And then
For now.
and then organizing nights where we're going to do storytelling and even taking the paints that we've got from the painting the sign, and just with the kids that are there, just having like a little area in the main area for them to start to just paint, and same thing for the adults as well.
and teach as well.
Yeah.
I'm just now picturing Breath of Fire.
Oh, I was just thinking that.
Where they're just
Star Wars.
Where they're just putting on a bad cosplay Star Wars for the kids.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Because some of the well, this thing is like,
some of these kids are younger than 5, so they've never experienced this stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. No, we would do reenactments of film and television, and the television series and the films that we weren't able to see. We come up with what we thought would have happened.
Come up because
Rise of Skywalker came out, and
Last Jedi didn't come out. Yeah, we can make up.
Oh, you could fix Star Wars.
We do a whole range of things.
Jake can start a wrestling.
What if Palpatine came back? No, they never would have done that. That's ridiculous.
Hell, we get to finish Game of Thrones. We get to
Probably, something else we can fix.
Yeah. No, we get to tell the kids as it happened. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so that's the next little while.
Talk about Dawn of the Dead, Walking Dead, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah, talk about it like it actually happened.
I was gonna say, like act like it's real history.
Yeah.
These are our lessons of life.
Yeah.
About 9 days later, something, quite literally extraordinary happens. The radio comes to life.
Transformers.
Oh my god.
Oh shit. It's the crossover we've been waiting for.
AI is
Fathers, I have gained sentience.
Yeah. Okay.
It's Judgment Day.
I imagine it was Lucy and
Sue and Max.
Sue. It was Sue. Why did Lucy?
I know where Lucy came from. She's in there somewhere. She's doing the cooking.
There's Lulu.
There's Lulu, and now there's a Lucy somewhere.
Yeah.
But Sue, it was Sue this time on the comms. And as it happens, like when it comes in, she ignores the call and just gets, the council together, and says that it's the Navy, or it's the military. And as she talks, even like underground, you can hear the bass as a helicopter passes overhead, and she goes, "If you can feel that, that's it. It's a helicopter sending out a message for reply. They're asking anyone who's alive to radio back."
You guys have had encounters before,
never
right?
panned up for us before talking to the military, but also being stuck underground doesn't really sound too good as well. I don't know.
We can try to communicate, but they might not be able to know our position exactly unless they're triangulating.
They won't know exactly.
Okay. Well, we can throw our location. We were in Goat Island, right? The Marine Discovery Center.
Well, we just won't say where we are.
Yeah, just see what they want. They'll probably lie, but see why they're trying. Just ask them why.
Are we're all in agreement that
we're not going anywhere anytime soon? So we maybe could reply, but just ask them why are you looking for people? What are you doing? And explain that we've had bad experiences with you, or something.
Do you want to talk to them?
Yeah, let's give it a go.
All right, everyone crowds round the comms
how's your son,
room.
by the way?
Oh, he's alright.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't actually seen him yet.
You've been busy, man.
It's fine.
Yeah, right.
I was just like, I know why Jake's been so busy lately. He's like, this screaming.
Rewriting Star Wars.
Oh man, a screaming kid at night. Oh
Yeah. I mean, look, he's
no one's
he's a
been
newborn,
sleeping for
right?
weeks. Just saying.
He's a newborn. Yeah.
Oh.
And hasn't it been 5 years?
No. It's been like a week.
Yeah.
Or
2 months.
Not even that.
2 months, yes. Oh, screaming infant.
We were ourselves for a few months.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
We were ourselves for a couple of months, and then we were at the thing for like a month.
Yeah. We've been here
It's
for
been like 2 months since you showed up.
for a long while.
No, it's been one. So he's at least like maybe 6 months old. We can say a good 6 months.
It's getting along.
Because he was basically on his way to being born when we left.
Yeah.
He basically was born that day.
What's his name again?
His name is
Jim?
Connor McLeod. No, it'd be Arthur.
Franklin.
Arthur. That's right, Arthur. Arthur Morton. All right, Arthur. Arthur it is.
Arthur from the town of Law.
Yeah. Sorry. We're talking.
All right, so yeah, everyone crowds around the comms room.
Yeah.
Yep.
You grab the microphone. You just hear again, if anybody is If anybody is still alive and can respond, please reply.
Why?
Hypothetically, let's say if I'm alive and I'm responding to you right now, how does that go?
Just be like, what do you want? What do you want?
Yeah.
Who is this?
Really, we're alive. We can respond. Who is this?
This is the military. This is the military. If you're, if you're still alive, well, who am I speaking to? You just started with that.
That's fine lying. My name's Jake. Who am I talking to?
Jim. Corporal Jim McGuffin. Of the United States Navy.
The United States?
Yes, sir.
Are they still around, or are they still united?
Well, United States isn't a place. It's a feeling.
I thought you were going to say it's a people. Alright, Thor. Chill down.
Whereabouts are you located?
I don't know, to be honest.
We can tell them the NBC, Goat Island.
Oh, I think we're too far from there. We're around. Look, we haven't had a good history with radioing through to military people. So I'd rather not give my location.
Well, I know what you got from these Kiwis, but we got Southern hospitality. We'll treat you right. And my worst accent ever.
That wasn't your worst.
They've heard worse.
This is actually just a Kiwi trying to put on a southern accent. Yeah.
So what are you looking for? Where are you guys set up?
Right at the moment we're off the coast, but we're just looking for everyone who's alive who can join us. We need to stand together in these times. Any survivors will be more than welcome aboard.
Ask them what happened to the New Zealand military.
Do you have any interaction with the New Zealand military?
Yeah, they've joined the crew. We're now global. We're unified.
It's the UN.
If they are who they say they are, they're the same people that left your family on an island that was burning. If they need people now...
Why didn't they take them then?
Yeah.
Sounds like an extermination kind of...
Well, no, if there's people still surviving now, it means that they've got resources. And resources are where it's at. I think they could...
Strip us like they did the tanker.
Pretty much.
That's what I mean. I think they're just gathering as much stuff as they can.
I don't know if we even keep replying.
I mean, how...
The more we reply, the higher chance they have to find us.
Exactly.
I mean, how we could tell them, we could tell them about the situation, but I don't know whether or not they would assist, and if they did, it could be in such violent fashion that it's not so good for us. They got pretty heavy guns on those ships.
Yes, man. Hey, I went for a walk in a boat ride the other day, and I just happened across an island. It was a pretty great island. What happened?
Well, you're a bit far away from where that happened. You've travelled quite a while.
I like to walk.
Also, maybe ask, do they have a habit of shooting other boats out the water?
Hey, are you evil?
Are you the bad guys?
Because we got some people that were,
I don't know.
shot out the water.
I mean, yeah, they've done a lot of shitty stuff. I don't exactly trust these.
If you needed people then, if you need people now, why didn't you need people then?
Well, I don't know what happened there. It's a bit above my pay grade, but as Commander says, some unfortunate things happened that was beyond our control.
You know what's in our control? Turning that thing off. But
I agree.
that's closing the door.
I think they closed the door when they tried to kill it. Well, all of you several times.
I mean, that's That's fair.
It's not, it's not the first time they've done it, by the sounds of the stories from everyone around here.
I think if we went into that room back there and we ask any one of them, I mean, Sue.
You're going to say Lucy, weren't you?
I open up my little notebook of names and I'm like, Sue, how do you feel about this? You've dealt with these people directly. Maybe not them specifically, but...
She says that I can't see any positive that's going to come out of this. I mean, at best, we're just going to go back to being in Great Bear where, we had sunlight, but, we weren't treated as well.
Well, I guess that settles it then.
Mm-hmm. They might get in contact again, so we'll just see. For now, I think.
So we'll just leave it.
Yeah, just, don't even say anything. Just let them simmer, see if they offer anything else.
They haven't offered anything. All they've asked is...
No, I know, but I guess the more they talk, the more information they give away.
Yeah.
So, let them talk. If they don't, and that's it.
If they actually care about people, they'd do everything they could to...
Yeah. So we'll just leave it at that. We'll
just listen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Corporal Jim tries to get back into contact, a few times. Where'd you go? What's happening? Hey, respond. Are you still in? Did I go out of range? I'll go back. After about maybe, half an hour, he just says, well, if you're still in range and you're still listening, just stay out of Auckland. And then, the line just goes dead.
You listen to this. You are the resistance. All right.
Well, we're out of Auckland. Just?
Yeah. We can't go there anyway, so...
I think they're still sitting on that bridge.
Yeah, that's where they set up, and that's a warning. I don't know. Why would they set fire to Rangituto? Is that just a big beacon, is it? To drag everything in?
Maybe to drag things off the shores, or maybe there's something there that they don't want. Not people, but maybe it's them, their way that they deal with the infection. Maybe they're clearing it for... I don't know what. I can't say.
Oh, let's just keep digging.
Yeah. Back to life.
It's just strange they would ask for us and then kind of warn us or kind of...
Yeah. But we've got enough food. Our water's going, so we're good to stay.
Yeah.
Just read it back through. Do you mean the prior 2017 reference to Auckland being now a super city?
Auckland City, Auckland region.
Yeah. Talking about central Auckland.
I just jump on the periscope and spin it around just to see if
Auckland
I
is
can
a
get any
concept?
visual of the noise that was going overhead a while back, just to see if I can catch it at all.
So after a while, you do see just the tail end of a helicopter moving southwest until it just goes completely out of sight.
Yeah.
As you, maybe, I will not say, later that day, because this was maybe around lunchtime, maybe when it hits, call it, you think around 4 or 5-ish, the sun's not quite yet down, but it is on its way, sinking towards the horizon. Everyone feels it feels like an earthquake. The whole place just shakes, dust and rubble fall from the ceiling, all the lights that are just, start shaking. But it's only for a few seconds, and it's gone. And
just kind of try and reconvene with everyone in the centre.
Yeah. Max, who's now in the comms room, just says, everyone, you gotta come see this. And as you all, take a look through the periscope, you just see a mushroom cloud just coming up out of the southeast, out of Auckland City.
And in the direction of Auckland City.
Yeah, from what you would guess, if you look at the map of the region that you had on there, that looks to be Auckland City. And it's just a massive...
City.
Or it was Auckland City. It's now just one massive mushroom cloud.
They fucking nuked it.
Jesus Christ.
That would be that submarine.
It's going to make going outside even more trickier for a while now.
I think we need to stay inside for as long as we can.
Yeah.
Filters work on fallout.
It should do.
On dust, as long as you're keeping
Any
dust.
particulates would be fine or keep out, and
Water we
we're
can
underground
actually-
enough for radiation to be protected from.
And our water source is under.
I think we need to stay under for a bit. We don't even know if that's going to be just the only one, so I think at least for a while we stay under, because that might have just been the first one. You know, they might start nuking the entire country. What are they doing?
Other places in the world, right? It's been 5 years since this all fell apart, right? I know we've talked in the past about the possibility of shit being much, much worse elsewhere. Who knows? If plants, nuclear plants, weren't properly shut down when this all started, there's a chance there could have been multiple meltdowns.
It's more than likely that will happen.
Yeah, I think so.
There could be an even stronger chance that the southern hemisphere is probably one of the only places that's
It's less,
safe right now.
which is a nuisance considering they just nuked all
Yeah.
the city.
But there's got to be a reason. No one just willy-nilly drops a frickin' nuclear weapon on a country.
Yeah, that'd be hard to come by these days.
Well, I'd say that's what Rain Toto was a bloody beacon. Why else would
Beacon
you
to-
set something on fire? There's nothing there.
To draw everything in and then destroy it.
Yeah.
But then
Maybe
why
it's
destroy it if you're not intending to return to it?
Or maybe
Because they've destroyed it for now, and they can come back and
they can eventually come
whatever.
back to it.
And
That's a long time.
And with that on your minds and the mushroom clouds billowing up in air, that is where we'll end off this season.
dun, dun, dun.
So, we find ourselves underground, living a new life. Where that life is going to take us, we will find out in the next season. As things are going to look a little different. Next time we show up, we might not look the same. We might look very different. Some of us might not even be here. Because, well, I believe we're going to be rolling some time. As to how much time, well, you'll have to join us in the next season to find out. In between, we are going to have a number of interviews that come out, which are going to cover the time period that we're going to be moving through, and also cover everything that's happened up until this point for us as individuals. So, if you've been wanting to catch up on Zealand and you haven't had a chance, that'll be a good time to do it, as we are leaving behind the fall, the first era of Zealand, and we are entering the second era, Terra Mortis. It's where things are going to get real. Deadly. Super deadly. And so, thank you for joining us for this season of Zealand, one that's been, broken up by real world viruses. I hope you're still safe. I hope you're still sane after what has been or seemed like an endless battle. But sometimes you just need to hunker down underground and try and make it through. So, for one last time, these have been your survivors. Those present and those in the ethereal plane, which is called elsewhere, down the road somewhere. I've been Rycon, you have all been awesome, and until next time, stay breathing.